How you guys feeling? My name is Kinson Jean-Francois. That is Kinson Jean-Francois, 100% Haitian, mother and father from the islands Haiti. Former athlete, played basketball, football, as well as ran track throughout high school. Was fortunate enough to earn a scholarship to play at the next level, Division II in football. Besides that, I worked across the city as a sub teacher at one point. I substituted. It was one of the most glorifying jobs, being able to give back to the youth. I come from a harsh background, growing up in the urban community of what they call third world projects. So I am a Section 8 baby, but I actually made it out. I'm making this Can I Be Vulnerable video to support my man, BJ Williams. Coming from my background and my experiences, man, I like to call it experience early, maturity late. The first biggest scare in my life was experiencing having a child at 16 years young. I got a woman pregnant that I had no relationship with. I never kissed her. I never hugged her. I didn't know her favorite color. I didn't know anything about her. I just was a lustful young man and taking advantage of an opportunity without using my mind to say that I need to protect myself. Two parts of me really hates the decision that I made back then, because I had a girlfriend at that time, which was a faithful girlfriend. But of course, as young men, we like to be fruitful. We like to be mannish. And I was managed with the wrong individual, and I had to pay the price. Not knowing how to explain to my mother that I got a woman pregnant, I went through with it and tried to have an abortion, of course, in the beginning of it. She agreed to it. I had to scramble up the money without my mother or my father even knowing. I wasn't in a relationship with my father at this time, so my father didn't really have any say-so or anything with what I was doing. Once I gathered the cash and I came back to her, she said that she elected not to have the abortion. Now, I'm a former athlete, of course. I was the #1 athlete coming out of Vegas as a wide receiver. I didn't know exactly what she was planning or expecting, but I immediately grew to be almost somewhat like a deadbeat. I just didn't want any parts of it. I was scared. I was ashamed. I didn't tell any of my friends, none of my closest friends. I have 4 closest friends that I'm real cool with at that time. I never told any of them that I was seeing her. So when this magical secret came out, I was just in a total ashamed state of mind. That's all I could feel was I'm ashamed, because I have this chick pregnant and nobody knows who she is. Nobody knows what she looks like. Nobody knows what's going on, but they do hear that I'm 16 years young and I have a girl pregnant that I'm not in a relationship with. Immediately, the repercussions from my mother scorned me even more. My mother is a Haitian woman.
Through and through. Right?
So it was verbal abuse coming from the Haitian language. Papa kaka, upa yen, buda kaka, chien, ou même gens avec papo. All of this was words as, you're not nothing, you'll never be nothing, you're just like your low-life father. So I got punished even more for making a decision that I wasn't thinking of when I was making it. Fast forward years later, my daughter is about 6 years old. I pick my daughter up one day coming back from college, and I look at her and she looks just like me. Again, I'm a Virgo, I'm an emotional man. I begin to cry. I couldn't believe that I created a child that looked like me, and I totally neglected because of the pain that I felt for her mother. This had nothing to do with the girl, but for her mother, I just didn't want anything to do with it. As I began to want to step up and fix my ways and turn from my childish behavior, now the mother no longer wanted to accept me. Which I totally understand.
You can't necessarily be too mad at that.
I can't, because I left, I ran, yet at the same time, you as a woman, I didn't put a gun to your head. I didn't make you have sex with me, nor did I make you have this child.
Right.
You knew exactly the whole protocol of everything that we were doing, because I never lied to you.
Right.
I never lied to this woman. I didn't tell her that I didn't have a girlfriend. She knew that I had a girlfriend. She knew everything that was going on. It was just I was so young and I got caught up in it.
Yeah.
So now, as I'm trying to exercise and become a great father and unfix what I'm fixing, now I have to battle the repercussions, of course, of her mother. Her mother telling my daughter he's a loser. The worst part, your father wanted you to be an abortion. When my daughter heard that part, she was probably at the age of 11 years young. She immediately grew distance. She didn't want nothing to do with me. She thought
Dad didn't want her.
Dad didn't want me. You know, I didn't want her to feel this type of pain. And the only thing I could explain to her is, well, Michaela, my daughter is now 18 years young. She was born November 5th, 2000. When I explained it to her, I told her, when as a 16 years young child, how would you feel to have a child
right now?
Right now.
Because that's your
You can't take care of yourself. And now not only are you about to have this child, but you're about to conceive a child with someone that you never had even had a relationship with. So my daughter immediately understood it. And fortunately, we grew our relationship. It's gotten a lot better. But me and her mother still can't see eye to eye, nor do I elect to see eye to eye with her any longer, due to the fact that I've went to court and I've earned my position as my fatherly right from helping. And me and my daughter are great to this day. So that was one of the craziest positions in my life that I never really even told you.
Yeah,
you don't even really get to see the experience of me growing up with my daughter. I missed a lot of different important pieces to raising my child. I didn't change the diapers. I didn't hold her when she was young.
First steps.
I didn't see the first steps. I didn't get to hear the dada and all that. I missed all of that. So going through that first phase, just knowing that my mother, who was the only prominent piece to my life, that's been there day in and day out, to see her hurt and then hurt me, I totally understood the phrase hurt people. And the only reason why she hurt me was because she was hurt. So she wanted to express her pain to make sure that I felt the same way. And that killed my soul for a pretty hard time. My grades went down. A lot of different things happened to me during that moment.
Yeah, like when pain sets in, it manifests itself into other entities in life, and not even thinking about it. And then all of a sudden it becomes a cycle of why me, and you continue to fuck up.
Very true.
Just
very true.
Small things.
I said why me for a long time. I want to say, even in that retrospect, I've healed a lot from that situation, but I'm still not completely healed. Due to the fact that her mother has slandered my name so bad for reasons that I have complete no understanding of. I even, as a man, apologized. I apologize for my foolishness. I apologize for walking away from you. I apologize for leaving you hanging. But understand that that's because I was a child. And as a child, that's what I was acting like. I'm not a young man that was raised with a father. I didn't know nothing about being a father. So my first instinct told me to run. My first instinct didn't tell me to stand and be a man. It told me to bitch up, tuck tail, and get gone. A father's worst fear is to understand that karma can possibly be real.
Right in this.
I was blessed to have a beautiful daughter, and I was cursed to have a beautiful daughter. I don't sugarcoat conversations, though. I definitely give my daughter proper jewels to really take steps in dating. So questions that we were never taught as children, like my daughter's, she knows my very first thing that I ask her is, you want to ask every man, was your father in your life?
That's a damn good one.
That's a very good question for a young lady to know about a young man. Just to know, is he equipped with those type of characteristics that a man implemented in him early? Because mothers can do great jobs. Don't get me wrong.
I was about to say, it's not taken away from the mothers at all.
I'm not taking away from no mothers.
There's a role that the man plays as well that you
very
cannot
true
get from a woman, and vice versa.
Very true.
Vice versa. It works both ways. It's duality.
Very true.
So that's a hell of a fucking.
Very true. So I always tell my daughter to always ask, you know, was your father in your life? And of course, was your mother in your life? Because that's equal as important.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know how to treat his mother, he's definitely not going to know how to treat you.
Yeah.
From there, you want to ask other background questions. Okay, have you ever been to jail? Have your family ever been to jail? Because we all know that it's unfortunate, but DNA does run.
Trauma is passed down through DNA.
Trauma is very passed down through DNA.
If you don't believe that shit,
you don't have to believe it if you don't want to.
Trauma.
It is. It's definitely. So she understands that aspect, and then her favorite question, like I tell her all the time, is most men have a plan. Most men have a plan. So therefore, if you're talking to a young man and you ask him, hey, what's your 3 to 5 year plan? If he has none for you or for himself, most importantly, please walk away. This is a man that's going with the flow. I remember the first experience of becoming real tough and really wanting to become an impact. I came to her school. She was like in the 2nd grade. I passed out cupcakes to the entire classroom. She was so happy. Her hair wasn't done that day, so I was kind of upset that her hair wasn't done because I couldn't understand why her mom didn't do her hair. So then I told her, I said, don't worry about it. You know, I'll come pick you up after school. I already set you up a party at Chuck E. Cheese. Grab about 5 of your buddies. All of it's on me. Don't worry about it.
Right.
She calls me back with the worst news ever. And she says, Dad, I can't go. And I said, it's okay. If your mom got something planned with your birthday, that's okay.
Right.
We'll just switch it to a different day. No, my mom said, I can't go with you. So, like I said, it was an ongoing trauma of pain, of different things that we was going through. And then the worst part, how it had to affect my daughter at the same time. So I'm just happy to see that she's a teenager. She has understanding. We have a great relationship. I like to first and foremost say that I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my healing. I'm proud of who I'm becoming. I'm proud of my circle. I am proud of who I am connecting with. I am proud of the knowledge that I am gaining on a day-to-day basis. For those of you who are out there and really don't know how to express yourself, find the closest person to you that you are the most cool with. And when I say cool, we're talking non-judgmental. We're talking a friend that stands for the truth, not a friend that stands to tell you what makes you feel good, but a person that actually is going to only stand on the line of the truth. Because hearing the truth is a hard pill to swallow. It was so hard for me for a long time to understand that I wasn't on top of my shit and that I wasn't doing very well. But once I did decide to buckle up, stand up as a man, and face my fears and face myself in the mirror. I mean, not really talk to anybody else, not really go to the club or drink it off or smoke it off, but really find the antidote within. You know, meditate, pray, do whatever it is that you need to do to find that place of healing, to find that peace. Because without it, you'll never be able to breathe. It's a certain amount of pressure that's applied to your life that you don't deserve. We all deserve to be free. That's what this world was made for. And I'm just thankful for this opportunity to be even able to express myself and to have you guys even listen to my story for its shortcomings. I hope to see you guys again.